How often do we listen to music? For most of us, that answer is every day, some of us even multiple hours each day. But when we're listening to music, are we more passively listening to it or actively listening to it? And what I mean by that is, are we just plugging in our headphones and doing some miscellaneous task like homework or driving or anything like that? Or are we actively listening, so we're not just listening to the melody of the song, but rather the lyrics and trying to interpret what the artist is trying to get across? And I think for most of us, we're more passive listeners, and that was definitely the case for me a few years ago. And a good example of this is through the song Brazil by Declan McKenna, which was released in early 2015. And I used to listen to it on the radio on the way to school in 8th grade. And it had this kind of positive, chill vibe that I enjoyed. And it also had this repeated line, which was, "I want to play the beautiful game while I'm in Brazil." And that's a direct reference to the World Cup that occurred in Brazil in 2014. And I love soccer. That's one of my biggest passions. So I really enjoyed the song also for that reason. And then I listened to it for a while, and I eventually kind of burned out on it, as you do with most songs. And it wasn't until about 4 years later that it just came on randomly at a shuffle during my senior year that I realized I got the meaning of the song entirely wrong. What the song was actually about was not the glamorization of the World Cup, but rather the scandals that occurred in Brazil that year. And just for reference, the first lines in the song are, "I heard you sold the Amazon to show the country that you're from, just where the world should want to be." And that's basically directly talking about the deforestation issues that occurred, and also goes on to talk about the displacement of housing of people that have lived there for generations, and even the people dying from building these stadiums in the immense heat with such a little amount of time. And kind of seeing the way I listened to that song when I was 14 compared to when I was 18 just made me realize I'd become a much more active listener over the years. And it also made me realize that my political awareness had grown by an insane amount, because going into that 2014 World Cup, I had no clue about those issues that were occurring, and now I already know about a lot of the scandals that are occurring in the 2022 World Cup, which is scheduled to be in Qatar. A lot of bribery going on. Also, it's going to be 120 degrees every day, so insane. A ton more people are going to die trying to build these stadiums. So this song kind of symbolized just how I had changed over the years in my political awareness and stuff, and it makes sense because as we grow in age, now that we're 18, we can actually vote and have an impact on events that are impacting our own lives. So connecting back to the idea of most of us being passive listeners, I just want to challenge all of you the next time you listen to a song to see if there's a deeper meaning that you may have missed, and to just see the difference between active and passive listening. Thank you.